Oh my God. Whew. Yeah, that piston started slapping pretty good. Holy oh my God, wait till you guys see this.
You are now watching the 2023 season of Farming with Duffy Ag.
Welcome back to the channel. Previously, we got into the Kenworth and we saw things that were not very good. Like that. So that is legit the sleeve. And we got some rings. We got, as you see right here, this is actually part of the whole sleeve with the water jacket and everything else. So less than ideal. Had a ton of aluminum in it. Minor steel, which rings could be that. The oiler was snapped right off. So some things happen. So what we have to do today on this truck is drain the coolant, pull the head, and hopefully be able to get that piston right out and look down in that sleeve. So yeah, a lot to do, but we'll dive right into it. Appreciate you guys watching along. Less than ideal on this, but we're learning as we go. As the coolant's draining, taking things apart. So we took the intake pipe off, the charge pipe going across, that's all off. We're getting the exhaust worked up so that we can pull the turbo off. Then we gotta pull the manifolds. Hopefully the exhaust manifold, because this center section's newer. Hopefully everything comes apart halfway decent. The recent past, this had been apart pretty recently. Probably got some upgrades as far as, well, the exhaust, that center section. Yeah. Hopefully I got this. Okay, turbo out. Now that that's out of the way, I don't like that. Are these connectors in here? They are. I would like to do that. Otherwise, we got to pull that end piece out. Yeah, they're connectors. Oh no, that's easy enough to come out. Actually, that does not spin, so you got to take them off up here either way. So this is your EGTs, exhaust gas temperature sensor. You pull them out. Screwdriver. Well, hopefully all these bolts come out. We don't have to fight any broken bolts. Okay, it's a lot better than I thought. Like I said, somebody's been in here and done some work on some things, put an exhaust manifolds or something on, and well, I'm gonna put these down. Acquiring a pile of parts back here. So exhaust manifold off, turbo, cross pipe there. And there's where we're at. So just slowly draining the last of the coolant still. There we go. You can tell something happened in here. So cylinder 3, as we said, has some major issues to it. So what we have to do from here, take the coolant line off. Take the coolant line off. I'm trying to think what else from there. Take the cover off. Take the intake off on the other side. Oh yeah, very wet inside of there. So it's pushing oil out the exhaust. Or fuel. That's actually probably fuel. Well, hopefully should have everything loose now. Do we get something messed up? No, everything should be. We gotta loosen those a little more. But then pop that water jacket off. Everything else should be loose. So they did put. Is that technically the thermostat housing? Would that technically be? I don't know. Either or. You guys know. I forgot to tell you guys to watch along right then. But got that coolant jacket manifold, coolant manifold off. So we should probably switch the rubber hoses just because of where they're at. Any seals. Take the valve cover off. Then hopefully things will come out nice and easy. I'm praying, right? Oh, one in the corner. Good. Okay. Jake's out. Ow. With smashing my fingers, because that feels good. Just slice my finger too. Ow, freaking gonna bleed. My dream shop gonna have AC in it. I am sweating like anything in here. It's just humid today. They did get corn chopped without any rain, but it is actually hammering up by Isaiah's house. And hopefully we don't actually get any. But, okay. Valves coming out, or the rocker. How's it? Oh. So I take it they're oil passages that go between each one. There's two lines that jump across from each head. There's these little bolts like this. And I've been battling to get them out, but I think I found the right tool that I needed. Some hammering. Yep, we got two of them out, so that's more than we've done in the last 30 minutes. Always trying to find the right tool is always the hardest part when working in somebody else's shop, but I'm very grateful that Dan offered. Even if I had my bay, I do not think this would actually fit in it as far as lengthwise. So, and this gives us a lot of ability to work around it. So, oh, there we go. Plus, it also pushes me to get it done and not leave it in somebody else's bay. It's like my pickup, which that is on the list. We did get parts for it the other day, and yeah, it's on the list. Oh, pop that on off. Oh yeah. Okay. Okay, so we got one side off. That's winning. Especially for Sunday. But from there, yeah, there are oil passages. So there's little O-rings in there, which we got to get all that stuff. But jumps from one head to the other. Once I get the other side off, then take the head bolts out. The other side fought me just as much, but we got it. We had to do some hammering. This one I skipped at the beginning and came back to and still fought me, but There we go. They're all off. Well, I didn't bring the big battery on the Milwaukee and I regret it. I got 2 head bolts that are fighting me. Break out the breaker bar. Okay. Let's see if we can get this off without hurting ourselves or breaking something. There it goes. Okay. This one is not as ideal because it's not all the way in there. Alright, let me see what I can do. I need like a little extension. Put a reducer on it and put a back to the correct size. Put the bar. Oh, yeah, get you some. Love it. For being a Sunday, we're taking our time a little bit. They did say it was like a 12-hour job. And well, we're not doing it in 12 hours, I'm telling you that, because 1, I don't exactly know what I'm doing. 2, I really don't know what I'm doing on this. I've never had a Cummins motor apart, so I'm learning. Alright, now that that's off, well, loose, take the gun, sing them off. Wonder how heavy that head is. They do got some lift and stuff that we could use, but I don't know. I don't have the overhead length for the skid steer. I'm only one person. Yanko's been sitting out pretty much by the road all day, just having a good time, watching cars go by. Okay. Why is that stuck in there now? It's like there's not enough room with the other head on. There we go. Just have to finger loosen that one. So do we get them all? I'm gonna say yes because that's moving. I'm just gonna make sure all of them are loose. Probably that one's not loose. Oh, you guys are gonna die on the battery. I hope the other GoPro batteries are charged. I did lose some when we were out in Rantoul. I left them in a service truck, so. John, the Renner boys, when I make it out to Renner stock next year, I'll grab my batteries. I'm gonna have to take all these bolts out. I believe they're all the same. I believe. I always like to put them back in the same spots, but I don't know if we're reusing these ones or if they're single-use torque, which they very well could be. Trent will know that, and it's a Sunday. I did talk to him yesterday a little bit. Told him what was up. He said, I want to come check it out. I said, okay, I'll get it completely dismantled so that you can come figure out what the best plan of attack is. Running out of hands here. Sunday, like 5 o'clock, so it's a good day. Did a bunch of stuff this morning, a bunch of homeowner stuff. Worked on the house. Minor things. I really wish I had an overhead crane.
Oh my God. Whew. Yeah, that piston started slapping pretty good. Holy smoke. Oh my God, wait till you guys see this.
I'm trying to figure out exactly how to get the head all the way off, but I got a block of wood underneath it holding it right now. Yeah, piston 3 has left the chat. That's some of the side of the piston that is gone. So The valves look good up to, oh, does that look like it got kissed? I don't know. Oh. Well, that's what it's supposed to look like. And yeah, there's some cool, what is that in there? Oh, it's the washer from down below. I think it's something. Yeah. That's cool. So we got to pull that off. What could go wrong? I don't know how heavy this thing is. Plus it on a freaking injector. Oh, okay. We're good. It's a little heavy. I'll tell you that. Got it out. One valve does have a piece on it right there. So that's all. I don't know if we can just pop that off and it will be good or what. I think there's a little bit of damage right there to a valve right here. There's some right here too, actually. Stuff that came up. They're supposed to look like that. That one looks like that. Here's what the piston looks like. You guys have it cleaned up. It is gone. Lost the whole side of it. So when it came down and came back up, it destroyed it. That's really what it did, and it just destroyed it. It's supposed to look like that without all the coolant sitting in it from when we opened up. But yeah, looks like that. Okay, we'll pop the head gasket up. This has been on there quite some time, so just got some debris. We got to clean everything out. Okay. Well, let's take a look at the head gasket. Nothing's blown out, so that looks good. Just where we took things apart, but there's no cracks in between that do anything crazy. Yeah. Sealastic top. Set that back here in the middle. Just so Trent can look at that if he wants. I'll clean this up. Then we got to take the 2 bolts off the bottom, push that piston up, and there's a sleeve. So right here is a sleeve. And I pulled sleeves out of tractor blocks and everything, but I borrowed Frank's sleeve puller. So I'm figuring, well, Trent's got all the correct tools, and I'll let him figure out what he wants, but we're gonna pull that piston out so at least we can see down and look at what the sleeve looks like and if we see any damage to the actual block. Because if the block is damaged, that's it for this block. The motor's junk. But if the sleeve took all of the abuse and there's no scoring, scratching, damage to the block, then we're okay. I'm sitting here and I just remembered those jumper pieces that I said, oh, there must be oil. It's the fuel. Wow, that was a dumb moment for me. Yeah, they're the fuel lines that jump between each other, and then the injectors get run from there. So yeah, had a moment for myself. Sitting here looking at this piston, there's cracks in it. So that is a good piston. Well, functional piston. I'm wondering, I guess I need Trent's input on that. If that's deformities in manufacturing, well, in manufacturing, or if we should switch all the pistons because we're here. Do pistons and sleeves on everything. Ooh. Costly. Not as much as a cat, though. I'll tell you that. Especially because we're here. And if that's the case, honestly, like hour, 2 hours more, and I could have this whole block broke down, and which might be a better bet for us. Well, we may be in a bad spot because I believe it's a 5/8, but it's a 12-point socket. So we got to do a little dig and see if we can find a 12-point socket for those cap bolts, or rod bearing bolts is what they really are. Or we got to run home and then run back. We'll see what I get to. Found one. There we go. All right, we got the extension. We're good. Well, sitting down here, everything looks pretty good, other than that sleeve in number 3. But all the camshaft looks actually very, very good. And I'm just looking at that one. I'm hoping we're okay, but I'm gonna pop these off. I don't think you guys can see much anyways. Oh, come on. You might have to just do it with just the gun. And the other one maybe. Oh, try not to get covered in oil. Okay, one out. The other one's gonna need the extension. Can we get past that? Steering bar is in the way. There we go. They're both out. We're gonna have to push that piston up. Well, we got the cap off, and that looks good. The crank looks really good, actually. The cap looks good. Let's go up top. I would say this piston took some abuse. Things were very unhappy, and I'm gonna go with, we've started breaking stuff, breaking rings, and then everything else came apart. We'll see what Trent thinks, but that is, I'll get it all the way out. That is not very good, but that is why they're aluminum. Yeah, quite a bit of carnage. So with this coming apart, that's what destroyed and broke the bottom of the sleeve. Just had nowhere to go. Like I said, bearings still look good. All of that looks good. Piston is just, it left the chat. You can see all the damage that it did. Parts of the rings. So there should be a ring here and a ring here, and both of them are gone. As of now, looking down into the block, you can't really see it when I put the GoPro in there with the light. But the block itself looks okay. I guess we won't know till we pull that sleeve up and really feel around it. But I'm pretty sure we're in a good place where the block is okay. The sleeve broke far enough down that it didn't do any damage to the block itself. But we're gonna have to pull that sleeve and find out and go from there. I'm gonna clean my mess up here, and that's some carnage. So it definitely destroyed some things there. But alrighty, well, another day in the life. Yeah, this truck's gonna cost a little bit of money. Me and the previous owner, I think we're good on everything. We really got sleeving a piston, $1,000 is plus some O-rings, stuff like that. That's what he figured. We'll see what else comes of it, and then his time. But granted, I got it tore down, so if it's a 12-hour job for him, really 6-hour job, even if he's $150 an hour, which good mechanics, they are worth that now. I know some people are gonna complain, but that's the world we live in. So I'll see what I can do with him and where we can get to. But we got a bunch of parts laying around. I gotta cover everything up on the motor and shut the hood. Tomorrow is Monday, so we start the week over and we see how far we can get next week. The boys did chop today. They did 10 acres or so. We might be chopping tomorrow. It depends on the rain. Never rained here. It poured up north, on the other side of the river and whatnot. So it is what it is. But yeah, we'll get this truck going. It is going to be a good unit for us. I know there's some people really worked up that we bought a truck that is a road-only truck. It's a road-only truck because I want to keep it nice. No point in bogging this through mud ruts and ripping the front end out or stuff like that. And moving forward, we will have more road use. Moving fertilizer, moving lime, lowboy, Landau. Adventures like that. So appreciate you guys. Are you ready to go home? He's been bored sitting here. And we'll jump home and I'll see you guys tomorrow.